Ah, you must be the gifted student, our upcoming talent. The Valley of 100 Grasses will be invincible with you at our side. I see you have found your way to the Chin League as a stroke of great fortune. But that sword is no easy burden. Its former bearer was a trained swordmaster, and yet now he lies dead in the Chin Mausoleum. The demons are powerful. Good. The Valley of 100 Grasses desperately needs support, so I'll dispense with further formalities and ask you outright for your help. You came without Tsang, so do you already know who our enemies are? Outstanding. According to Hao Tsang's news, those dark chi-soaked half-demons are called Devastators. Yes, it's also known as negative chi. Though chi itself is neither good nor bad, but there are some who use it for evil deeds. Let's discuss these things later. As far as we know, these Devastators followed the Blight Beasts and invaded Chorchense village en masse. That's very unusual. We've only pushed them back for the moment, and the Blight Beasts are poisoning everything around them. They leave the earth scorched wherever they rampage. Chorchense village has already suffered heavily. Fortunately, there weren't many Blight Beasts, and we were able to defeat them all. Only a few Devastators are left, prowling Chorchense village. But the biggest problem is the 3 magical formations. Normally, the Valley of 100 Grasses is surrounded by a barrier, which is extremely hard for enemies to break through. But now, they've managed to place 3 magical formations in Chorchense village. That weakened our barrier and allowed the Blight Beasts and Devastators to invade the Valley of 100 Grasses. Along with eradicating the pestilence brought by the Blight Beasts, the most important thing now is to break those 3 formations so that the enemy can't invade again. Our Mohist scriptmaster, Haijotsu, the Shadow Elder of Magic, is puzzling out a method for destroying the enemy formations right now. But he's already very old. Perhaps you can be of help to him.
Right-click the equipment to equip it.
Hao Tsang sounded very serious when he mentioned the Devastators, and he didn't know where they could have come from. Once this battle is over, I'll have to ask him about it again.
I'm too old. I can't even use the formulas from Hidden Treasures of the Ancestors. We can only place our hopes in Chanxing's automaton. Exactly. The automaton needs huge amounts of soul stones, however, and the reserves we have aren't enough. We need to acquire yellow soul stones from the stone sprites of the plateau of the Tiger's Paw. That's very friendly of you. Chanxing has already set out for Chushangze village, and the Shadow Elder of Automata, Zhong Changmu, is currently working on the core module for the blasting automaton. If you'd like to help, collect some yellow soul stones and take them to the automaton scholar called Mogung, who is waiting up ahead at the crossroads.
Elder Hai, what is so special about these magical formations?
According to my weary memory, this formation was set up with the ancient runes of the Plague Goddess. It can absorb dark chi from every direction and is therefore called Darkness Defeats Light. Now, however, the magic power of the Valley of 100 Grasses is fed by light chi, as are the Curse Barrier and the sacred weapons of Shenong. That is why our first attempts to break the formation were in vain. In theory, light and dark chi are like the ebb and flow of the tides. If one becomes stronger, the other loses power. If we want to break the formation, we need a huge amount of light chi. Thanks to the poisonous blood of the blight beasts, the area surrounding the magical formation has been filled with dark chi. But the Moists also draw their magic powers from nature.
Thus, it'll be difficult to apply enough strong magic in this contaminated area.
It doesn't look good for us. Fortunately, Yu Chanxing, a lieutenant from the engineers, has designed a mechanical warrior. It just needs to be charged with enough soul force, then it can generate a soul fire and use that to detonate the formations.
Elder Hai, what is so special about these magical formations?
According to my weary memory, this formation was set up with the ancient runes of the Plague Goddess. It can absorb dark chi from every direction and is therefore called Darkness Defeats Light. Now, however, the magic power of the Valley of 100 Grasses is fed by light chi, as are the Curse Barrier and the sacred weapons of Shenong. That is why our first attempts to break the formation were in vain. In theory, light and dark chi are like the ebb and flow of the tides. If one becomes stronger, the other loses power. If we want to break the formation, we need a huge amount of light chi. Thanks to the poisonous blood of the blight beasts, the areas surrounding the magical formation have been filled with dark chi. But the mollusks also draw their magic powers from nature.
Thus, it'll be difficult to apply enough strong magic in this contaminated area.
It doesn't look good for us. Fortunately, Yu Chanxing, a lieutenant from the engineers, has designed a mechanical warrior. It just needs to be charged with enough soul force. Then it can generate a soul fire and use that to detonate the formations.
Did Elder Hai send you to bring the yellow soul stones? Good, you can take them to Elder Jun Shangmu. He's already waiting impatiently at the graveyard of martyrs. Oh yes, you don't know yet. Elder Jun Shangmu and I were just building the core module in the nearby Yuang village. But then that stone sprite suddenly stormed into the village. Fortunately, Shang Feiyu, also known as the Cloudbreaker Swallow, came to our aid along with the Berserker students. They escorted us to the graveyard of martyrs, together with the villagers.
The people nearby are all civilians who relocated to the Valley of 100 Grasses over the years due to the wars. The enemy attacked them so brutally. Damn it!
Yenza, just explain what has to be done. Nobody will say no.
Good. Help the Spearmaster brothers patrol the entrance to the village and the surrounding area. Search for any civilians who are still cut off.
What about us?
Don't worry. Just go to the Moas doctor and wait. If there is an urgent need to treat the injured, do so immediately.
Yes.
These wounds are completely different from anything we have seen before. The medicine is not working, and even Teacher Xiao Xiao is helpless. How can this be?
It is dangerous here. Qing'er, go back. Life and death are a matter of fate, and fighting alongside your brothers will never be in vain.
Don't worry. I'll think of a way to rescue you.
Qing'er, are you injured too?
A minor injury. No problem. Don't tell the others. Especially Haotsang. We don't want them worrying.
Yellow soulstones? This amount should be enough, but the quality is substandard. I fear the soul force isn't pure enough. Hang on, I don't know you at all. Oh, are you the one who flew here on Cloud Rider number 7 with Haotsang? Well then, if Haotsang trusts you... The stone sprite that devastated Yuwang village belonged to the peaceful stone giants who I've been training in cultivation for 100 years. The dark chi drove them to madness. Huh? Yes, I guess so.
ancestors in Yuang village have been protected for generations by Moists, especially little Ching-Ar, who writes prescriptions every year.
These wounds are completely different from anything we have seen before. The medicine is not working, and even Teacher Xiao Xiao is helpless. How can this be?
It is dangerous here. Ching-Ah, go back. Life and death are a matter of fate, and fighting alongside your brothers will never be in vain.
Don't worry. I'll think of a way to rescue you.
Ching-Ah, are you injured too?
A minor injury. No problem. Don't tell the others. Especially Hatsang. We don't want them worrying.
Very good. Now we're just missing a Frost Soul Stone. Then we'll have all 5 Soul Stones together, and we can light the Soul Fire. Miss Ying, what did you just say? How can we get hold of the Frost Soul Stone?
Frost Soul Stones come from the frost leopards that live on Panorama Hill. They're actually not hard to get a hold of. Our problem, however, is that the Devastators recently invaded there and injured quite a few frost leopards. Those creatures have been living in the Valley of 100 Grasses for generations and consider it their territory. They're like part of our family and basically very trusting. If you help them to heal their wounds, they'll give you Frost Soul Stones in gratitude. I have a healing past for my spirit animal here. Take it with you and use it to treat the frost leopard's wounds.
Wait a moment. Once you've collected enough Frost Soul Stones, take them together with the Yellow Soul Stone and this core module to the Lieutenant of the Astral Sea Division, Mo Honghu. You'll find her at the entrance to Chutiansu village.
And another thing. Those frost leopards are masters in camouflaging themselves. They hide in the tall grasses. You'll have to look for them carefully.
All the members of the Astral Sea Division obeyed the order, and the entire army was split into 3 divisions. The first division is led by Commander Zhu Qin, and is hot-footing it to the left flank to take out the remaining enemies.
Yes, sir.
The second division is led by Jiang Dongyu, together with the Berserkers. They intend to capture the right flank and keep watch in case anyone tries to exploit them.
Yes, sir.